Here we are. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you hit like and subscribe so the next time there will be some content, you'll get a notification. I don't post too often, but when I do, it's meaningful. I have been getting lots of positive feedback and I'm grateful for that, but it's time to change platform, migrate from the snippets and the short videos, sometimes long on social media, to here, to YouTube, where they'll stay longer. It's easier to categorize them, and there's lots of other features that I can't seem to enjoy on the social media. So YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. This is about how to make any size gig matter. Make it important. Make it something where you can make the best out of it. Here's a few key points. Number one, you're playing music. You're playing songs. You're playing rhythms. You're singing lyrics. Whatever you're doing is no different than what you're gonna do one day, or maybe you already do, on a big stage. It's not the size of the crowd. It's not the volume you're playing at the gig. In fact, playing at low volume, if that's what they want you to do, will teach you another important skill that one day you might need when you're on stage with, say, Kenny Barron. I just saw him last month, and the drummer was playing at a whisper, and still groovy, and still jazzy, and still doing all the bells and whistles that you expect from a professional drummer in a professional band. So it's not how many people you have in the crowd, but it's all the things and the delivery, the commitment you make to play that song you're doing right. Work on a new skill. Maybe it's your background vocals. Work on learning dynamics in a matter that gig requires you to do so. Therefore, capitalize and learn that skill. One day you might need it, whether it's playing very loud or very soft, or anything in between. Also, just play with your best attitude. You can't rehearse those things the night before the big show. So there's lots of things you can work on. Your body language, your motions, your emotions, concentration. Can you play a full take of a song and be in the zone 100%? Can you really do that? Those are great things to practice, even when nobody's watching. You don't need the big pressure. In fact, when there is a big pressure, it's much harder to find that zen, that momentum to really be in the song. Those are things you need to practice all the time. Start small, wherever you are now. Dynamics. Accuracy. Think like a studio drummer. Do you remember what groove you played in the first verse of a song? After all the stuff that happens and the blowing, the solos, you go back. Do you remember what you played? Is the tempo the same? I'm not saying that it has to be the same. I'm just saying, are you aware of what groove you played and what tempo you were at? Dynamics, I said it and I'm going to say that again. Sound sources. Experiment with your set. Bring a new piece of equipment. Tune your drums differently. You're not going to try that on a big stage. You probably want to do that when you play the small gigs. Are you trying to learn electronic drums? Try and experiment with that equipment on your local gigs. Are you trying to find the perfect cymbal setup? Experiment. At a small gig, you can bring 3 rides in your cymbal bag, and if you change it in between songs, it's probably okay, or in between sets. You can't do that on the big stage when everybody's watching and you got a 90-minute set. There's lots of things. Try to adjust the seat. Experiment again. Think out of the box. Every gig you should treat it to do something differently, and of course, perfection what you already do. Capitalize. Let's get into some business now, real business. During the break, there's lots of things you could do. We all love to talk to bandmates, and I certainly do. Sometimes I take a gig because of that. But talk to your audience. You'll learn a lot about what they're there for, what they want to hear, and get their email or cell phone. Stay in touch. They want to see you again, especially when they say they do. Get them. If you make a commitment to a few emails a week, your emailing list is going to grow tremendously. And when you produce shows or when you have your original music, you can already count on a good, solid foundation of people that would want to come and check you out. But you got to do it locally each and every time. So work on that. Maybe you have a steady gig. I do. We're getting into the merchandise business. We actually did in the past. We sold CDs when CDs were popular, and now we're gonna get into merchandising. There's a lot of money that can be made in merchandising. And I'm not talking about getting rich, but I'm getting to my point is to inspire us, you, me, that's why I said us all together, to capitalize and make the best with what we have and grow it to the next level. So some gigs don't pay enough money, most don't pay enough money, but maybe you can make them rewarding by grabbing contacts, growing your mailing list, sell some merchandise, learn a new skill, work on your weaknesses, introduce new songs. You want to learn how to do background vocals? Go for it. Want to learn electronic drums? Bring some new equipment. Just think about the positivity and the fact that at each and every gig, once again, you're playing the same songs that one day you might be playing on a big stage. You might be playing songs that had stellar musicians on the original recording. Listen up. Be aware of what they played. It doesn't mean you have to play the same parts, because guess what? When they played live versions of that stuff, they didn't play those original parts in the recording either, because music evolves and probably musicians don't want to play the same thing over and over. I get it. But to know the language, to understand where the song is coming from, the way it was recorded, it's a great foundation. So even if you played a song for a gazillion times, on the way home to the gig, listen up, listen to the original, because you might have missed some really, really cool things, okay? And last but not least, and actually the list is longer, so this is not the last, but it's the last for this video. Record yourself. I've been recording religiously gigs, front camera with everybody. You can use those as promotional materials to get more jobs. Again, capitalize on the small gigs, but also it's a tool for self-evaluation and growth. Drum cams also. In my case, I play drums. I use those. I learn tremendously in real time. When I watch myself doing it, I notice things, posture, body language, all sort of things, and then I can watch them at home if I want to, or share them, as I will do, on a platform for my students and my followers. This is it for tonight, so make that small gig big, gigantic. It's on you. I know it's on me. I'll see you next time. Subscribe. That's important to me, so please do.